Happy Halloween, everybody. Back with another video on Halloween. I hope you get out and have an awesome trick or treat Halloween. Last time in the pickle baller costume, having a lot of fun on Halloween. I'll be heading out for some trick or treating with the kids shortly. But before I do that, I wanted to bring you one last Halloween video. And it's none other than, this set of figures, the collectible minifigures, CMF, a really special place in my heart because this was actually technically before I came out of my dark ages. So this was in 2015. Let me put this aside. It's not distracting. Who knows? I might actually hit the camera. But this one came out in 2015. It was the collectible minifigures Monsters series, or really, it's kind of like the Halloween edition of the collectible minifigures. It's one of my favorite. It really helped me kind of get in. I was very seasonal in my purchasing. I was purchasing mostly for the kids, sometimes for myself, just to kind of build stuff and then to display it for like Christmas or Halloween or other things. But I really wasn't full on in. Really, I blame YouTube for that. Starting to watch videos. Next thing I know, I'm full on in my Star Wars collecting journey. So I'll go through all of the collectible minifigures. I'll reposition the camera in a second, but I just wanted to, again, go over this one really kind of set, it's one of the only full sets of collectible minifigures that we have. We have a full set of the Disney series. I forget, it was either the one before or after this one. I think after. I think it's the one directly after. The one thing I will say is that this was, I think they were $4 per figure, so it was a lot less expensive before Lego upped the price. You could say they upped kind of a lot of the accessories and some of the other things that came with it, some of the printing quality and other things. Just maybe CMF just getting more expensive. But I did get a lot of repeats. So, for example, I know that I think when I bought like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 packs with the kids, um, we had gotten a couple extra Frankensteins and the skeleton and the Spectre. So I think I started figuring out how to feel the packs to get the rest of these. So let's get back into these individually and go from there. Now that the camera is positioned, we will go over a few of these individually. Want to make sure that I give little chance. Now, a few of them I don't have the accessories on them. It would have taken a little bit of extra time. I suppose I could have dug those out. But with the kids, they have played with these. We've done a lot of scenes and different things, so I believe I've kind of stripped them of their accessories. So some of them do have some pretty cool little accessories like the businessman has a suitcase, and I think Wolfman with his bone and a few other things, but a couple of them do have it. So we'll just kind of go over that. But and also actually the first one up I don't think is fully accurate. Let me give you a full view. There we go. This is the Banshee. It's doing really well in terms of it's almost like about a $5 minifigure at this point, so it's doing okay from a value standpoint. The hair I just kind of threw when I think was pretty close. I couldn't find where her hair is. I know it is somewhere. I really like this base. It's really cool and really nice overall print in that sand green. Super cool figure for the first one in the series, and that's the Banshee. And the other one right here, this is another really nice one. It's doing pretty well, not quite $5 value out in the marketplace yet, but this is the Fly Monster. As you can see, he is very fly. I really like that headpiece. Pretty nice. Comes with a fully, whoop, get it back on. Comes with a nice cloth-based cape. Very appropriate. Bug No back printing. It's a little kind of a minus. They could have put the kind of the bug on the other side too. That would have been a little bit more appropriate. And then really the big thing is the pincher hand. That's pretty neat how they did that. So very cool. The Fly Monster is CMF number 2 of Series 14. Next one I'll go over is the Gargoyle. That one is really starting to kind of take off in value. You think about it, these are kind of massable. If you're building like a old style Gothic, anything, you may want to get a couple of these, and it's just a nice short print. There's probably a lot of value in these short legs. Those do tend to be probably not very common. And then, of course, these wings, such great little detail on this helmet kind of comes off. No back printing there. So really pretty cool little figure. I may find some use for that somewhere else in my collection. So that'd be number 3. And then this is one where I got a ton of repeats. I guess is not the fully the end of the world. This is the monster rocker known as Frankenstein, basically. And I like how they kind of did the two. That's kind of cool. Boom. And then it makes him look like Frankenstein right there. It's pretty cool how they kind of have the guitar. He actually has arm printing, which is really nice. It's shock and roll, brothers and sisters. Oh, yeah. So that's the monster rocker. And here's one that really isn't taking off in value. I think it's a pretty neat little minifigure. The monster scientist, which is very appropriate for Frankenstein. Like little splatters. Here's kind of a zipper suit. Pretty neat how they did that. You could use him as an old man or an elder statesman until he gets that. It's pretty neat. No back printing, although it's pretty unique how they have the arms and everything like that. It's two colors, which is really pretty cool. So that's a cool figure. I think that's underrated, probably not being appreciated on the market. Part of it could be that it does show up in 2 different sets. I should say that many of these do show up in 2 different sets. Checking the details on it, but looks like might be, I think there were some foil packs out there that these were in as well. So the next one up, it's not really my favorite, was the Plant Monster. I really don't really know. This is kind of like a Swamp Thing slash like, I don't know, kind of deal. It's kind of Lego goofy, so I could see some folks really liking it, but it's not my favorite. It's got some good parts. I don't think there's any back printing. Nope. Just back printing on the torso, nothing on the face. Just a screaming plant monster, which is okay. Nice inclusion. Then one that's it seems kind of generic, but it's very appropriate for Halloween. It's just a standard skeleton guy. Really cool print. You can see it's actually a mask because it has a line with the dot out there. So that's a really good detailing. Really nice printing. It's got arm printing. So I mean, again, a lot of these figures, actually you didn't mention that either. The gargoyle has arm printing. This is pretty intense in terms of value, and he's doing okay, right about like $3-4 in terms of holding value. Then next is the other, so it's the Spectre, and this one is really sweet, and it's going up in value. It comes with a cloth cape, also that same base, just kind of like it's meant to go backwards. And then really cool kind of a chain that I'm sure he's like clank, clank, clank to spook people on Halloween. And I just love that expression. It's kind of like Casperish in a way. Well, I was a big fan of Casper the Ghost growing up. It's a fun little cartoon. So I really like this. Is probably this is my top three. I think that one's probably one of the best in my opinion. So the next is the this is really cool, kind of almost like a very unique. I love the beehive hairpiece. This is a really cool female face. This is the spider lady, and she's also doing really well with value. It's just a great print. Nothing on the back, so it's kind of a miss, but then there's a cape. There's actually two parts to the cape. It's kind of that upwards and then the spider cape. So some of it's plain. She did come with a red spider. That was her accessory. And overall, I think that's one of the other. So outside of the specter, I think the spider lady, when you look at it from a distance, is one of the best. Next up is kind of an interesting name because it's basically a take on Bigfoot, but they call it Squarefoot. It's just totally true. He is Squarefoot. So this is all just one mold and printed. He came with a tourist camera, which was okay. So it's not my favorite minifigure. It's doing okay because people, I'm sure Bigfoot in general is kind of a popular topic or something to kind of stick in mocks or different things. So that one's doing okay on the secondary market. Next up is Tiger Woman, and I think this is pretty cool. I think it was just a really well done, you could see somebody being in costume. It really does feel like somebody, like a female going to a costume party. The leg printing and arm printing is just is unbeatable. Great face. Nothing on the back in terms of printing on the head, but then again, the torso is great, and then it comes with it's another part where you get the tail. So great printing. Great, this is really kind of perfect in a way. You could really see somebody going to a costume party in this costume. So I really like that inclusion, and that's the Tiger Woman, and that one's doing pretty well for value too. Then another one, I think this is perfect for, monster slash Halloween, the Wacky Witch, which is pretty interesting, and it's doing really well. I think it makes a lot of sense. This is going to fit into a lot of Halloween mocks. You'll probably see this as a great inclusion. Also, very much looks like somebody's going to a costume party. Makes sense with the broom, the hands matching the head. Great torso print. Of course, very looks, even a lot like Wizard of Oz in a way. Love that there's a little extra printing on the hat, the witch's hat itself. And there's even printing on the arm, so that's very unique. So all overall, the Wacky Witch, another great one. So really, again, this series is just, if you look at it as a whole, it's just absolutely fantastic. And Wacky Witch is a nice inclusion. Now this one is really doing well. It's not my favorite, although we've put it in mocks before. And that is, boy, his tail is getting kind of jacked up. The wolf guy. And again, I think part of it is just the detailed printing. You look at that, I'll give that a little closer in the light. Let's see right there. Just amazing head printing. That's a single mold. There we go. Arm printing, just crazy good, like that. And then with the tail and the just the printing even on the legs, so it's printing everywhere. This one is just blowing up on the market. I think this one is even starting to approach the $8 range if it's in good shape, $5 even used. So that's definitely a great figure, probably the best from the value standpoint, but again, it's not my favorite. Another one of my favorite, and I mentioned this, was the zombie businessman. He came with a briefcase. There he is. Let's see if we can get him to focus. There we go. There we go. There's his focus. I think this is just the print itself is why I like it so much. It's just so cool. It's like a perfect zombie. Maybe they could have done something else with his hair. This is doing okay, pretty well in value, no printing on the back. There is some arm printing, so another figure with arm printing. Just kind of those little touches that are making these figures just so valuable. I could see them continuing to become more and more valuable. Then one I was really happy to get, and this one is probably one of my favorite. Another zombie. I think the zombie ones, those are really becoming popular. The zombie cheerleader. I think these palms are great. I love how it's she must go to the zombie university. Great print on the torso, the legs. I don't think she has arm printing. Nope, one of the few without arm printing. Nothing really on the back in plain on the back. Great hairpiece as well with that uh, dark tan with a little bit of green to kind of match the palms. Very cool. You could use her in a lot of different ways. With that zombie face is so cool. And she's even going up in value too. So brand new, if it's in good condition, fetching over $5 compared to the four that these were originally. Then another figure, and I think this is the last up of all of them, is the zombie pirate, which is great to get. Basically, pirate, just zombified. Great face with the patch. Of course, I love getting these pirate hats. Boy, got a little crusty on there. Usually I put these away. I don't know how they even get dirty, but sometimes when you have them on display, things happen. Peg leg, some decent printing. This one also does not have arm printing, and it's pretty limited on the back. So again, this is all about the front. It's a great one, not my favorite, but I think it is a fantastic figure, great inclusion. I really can't complain. I mean, when I really look at this, you know, the only two that really stick out are really the plant monster and the cat, the cat lady. The cat lady, I think, is the best from a costuming standpoint. You could see that this is probably a costume too, but I don't know. This is probably my least favorite. Otherwise, the rest of them just really do feel like pretty cool monsters, whether they're zombies, they're skeletons, Spider Lady, which is really unique, and has a great vibe. So I absolutely love this CMF. It's perfect. Every Halloween, I try to bring this out and display it in some fashion, although we don't really have too many people coming to the house right now. So, what can we do? But I love having this complete set. I hope you enjoy Halloween as much as we do in our household. And with that, that's it for today. So, back to next week. We'll be back to normal programming. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. I hope to see you either Monday for Microfighter Monday. I've got a new ship dropping. Of course, Star Wars reviews, another haul. Mos Eisley Cantina continues to get built right back up in there. And of course, more fun content coming your way. So we will catch you on the next